Welcome back, Naysha.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
What's up, Roscoe's?
Hi, everybody. Okay. Oh, nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's out here already. Let's just welcome.
Oh,
Give it up
come
for
on.
Carson Kressley!
Cheers, Chicago. Yes, please. I don't know how to.
You look like my lost uncle
Can't
right
get
now.
anything in.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Before we start, because we are streaming live tonight, I do want to say hello
are
to
we?
YouTube and thank you to 80,000 people watching our channel.
Where's the
Yes.
camera? Is it
From
the
last
green
week?
light?
Yes.
Hello, everybody at home. Remote in Economawalk and Gary, Indiana. Hello. Gas is expensive. They don't want to drive all the way out here.
So we're not streaming, we're live. So we gotta we gotta get this shindig started
let's
really
do
quick.
it.
Yeah. So before we do, you guys know if you're gonna go to the bar or the bathroom, please put your mask on. You can take it off while you're drinking and snacking, all that good stuff. As you can see, we have an empty couch because we have some late drag queens.
Shocker.
All right, guys. So okay, here she goes. Give it up for Miss Detox.
Detox Icanta.
Yes.
She's still late.
There still late, girl. Still
late.
There
Yes.
she is.
Hi. What's up?
And please welcome Miss Rosé.
Rosé all day.
Wait, that's a man.
Okay, so we have to get this. We have to get this started because it's 59 already. But really quick, Rosé. Unfortunately, the flight was delayed, so we get Rosé as a boy today.
This is my drag now,
But
baby.
she will be. But she will be ready for the show afterwards.
Not much different.
So yeah. All right, guys, are we ready for this? Yes. Roscoe's, are we ready? Lord. Did you guys like last week, by the way? Was it
Yes,
good?
last week was great.
It was good, right?
Yes.
It was a
I'm
lovely
excited that it's a
time.
two-part premiere, so I'm excited to see the next group of girls. Yeah.
I think tonight's going to be even better.
You think so?
Yeah, I wasn't there last week.
Because you're here this week.
I'm definitely feeling that.
Yeah.
Now, we're watching it, right? We're watching. You watched it, Detox?
I was just going to describe it.
I watched it really drunk at Angina's birthday in Palm Springs last week. It was a
Oh,
lot
I
of
love
fun.
that.
Love,
It was
love,
really
love.
good though too. It was a really fun episode.
It's
I
a
actually
good
really
way to
enjoyed it.
start. Yes,
Yeah.
cannot wait. All right, well, let's see these next 7 queens. It's about to start.
Oh, here we
so,
go.
Roscoe, make some noise for season 14!
Previously on RuPaul's
I'm
Drag Race.
thirsty.
All right.
What is she giving?
So we have official. Oh, by the way, how do you feel, Detox, every time that Miss Thing says officially?
I want to check.
Yeah.
She wants her royalties.
But you know, whenever you say anything on Drag Race, they own all the rights to it. So.
I love the tone that you took with it, girl. All right, guys. So we kind of jumped right into it. Usually we like to give you like a couple of announcements and stuff like that, but we had to start. So I want to give you guys, like we said, we want to thank everyone at YouTube that subscribes and watches every single week. If you have not yet, including you guys, please subscribe. Push that button, subscribe, and watch, because the show, it gets kind of sickening, girl. Sometimes you'll miss a couple things.
Are we gonna fight this week?
No fighting.
Listen, I'm not feeling very aggressive today.
Thank God.
I'm feeling.
That's why I keep feeding you
I'm feeling-
alcohol. I'm trying to
No,
win.
I'm super happy to be back at work. Okay, no, so I just want.
Speaking of tones,
Listen,
No
no.
shit.
So I wanted to remind, since we're talking about YouTube, I really wanted to remind you guys. Listen, we get a lot of comments. You know, of course, we get good ones, we get bad ones, hateful things, and all kinds of shit. But there's one thing that we get all the fucking time. Like every single week, never fails. These motherfuckers talk about the furniture up here.
No, literally.
Never fails.
Does not
And
fail.
for those of you,
I'm sorry about that.
And I gotta look. I gotta look straight at the camera for this, because those of you that keep questioning our furniture and talking shit, I would like to tell you to go fuck yourself. And with that said, I would also like to tell you that if it bothers you so fucking
Send
much,
us some new ones.
please, I encourage you to take that energy and donate to UNICEF's Kind Fund, which provides school desks for children in need in Malawi. That's some real shit. That's some furniture that you should be discussing. So go fucking donate and use that energy there than talking shit about our lawn furniture, motherfucker.
I think it's nice and it's washable.
Yeah.
And
It can really withstand
it
moisture.
hoses
Listen,
down.
it works.
But listen,
It fucking
You can
works.
wipe them down after each of us get up here. You know, it used to look like an Olive Garden in here during 2020, so it's kind of fitting.
Yeah, I think it's updated. It
We
looks
also
great.
don't know that we have one of the most iconic dance floors here, so we have to, build the stage and break it down for dancing and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, this works for us, so thank you so much. But don't try it.
It's
So,
called
yeah,
polyurethane
has
wicker.
to
Get
be
used
right.
to it. You know?
Also,
My
one more
grinder
announcement.
name.
All of us are going to be performing tonight, so make sure you guys stick around after. At 10:30, we're going to do some little numbers for you.
Which
Oh,
we
that's
cannot wait to
exciting.
do. And then what else do we have? Betty, you want
And
to
then
talk?
I'll be at Nuts on Clark later, followed by an appearance at the Piggery, just down the street
We
from
love-
Nuts on Clark.
I still watch that episode every time.
Yeah, it's so good.
So we want to get into the episode, and we have all of them here. Do you guys have any standouts with like their first looks and their entrances? Do you guys have any standouts?
Georges.
Gorgeous.
Definitely
Georges.
Georges.
I love Georges. I've worked with her a couple times at Play, and she's not only just like a phenomenal entertainer, but she's also like a ball of energy and a sweetheart. And she looks fantastic, so I'm excited to see what she brings to the show.
I think also, honestly, y'all, metamorphosis, it do take nerve, as Monet said. Like, Guy Fieri, like, it got my attention. It got my attention.
What about you, Carson? Did you have a standout or two?
I'm trying to remember.
Well, that says a lot.
He said, oh my God, this was so long ago, Batty.
Batty said, "Who do you?" I was like, "I can't remember what happened. It was so. We did this a long time ago." Yeah, I agree with you. I love Georges. Great entrance, beautiful, fun. I love Angeria. Angeria's the one from Sparta, Georgia. She's fantastic. And there's one more. It'll come to me.
Okay.
It'll come to me.
I do have to say, and tell me if you guys agree. I feel like as the seasons go by, the entrance looks, the makeup, the looks are a little more elevated, right?
Absolutely.
Like everyone's looking really polished, really good. The makeup's great. What do you guys think, yeah?
Well, yeah, I mean, let's think about, like, back on season 1, when, first of all, that filter's gone, yeah, thank God. But drag has evolved so much, and it's a lot of times it's because of the show, and they see other people who inspire them from the show, and, a lot of times it became, like, Raven paint by numbers. And so I'm seeing a lot of that polish happening, yes.
Bitch.
Oh my God.
I cannot wait to see how that goes.
Yeah, they're gagged.
I can't wait either.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. That's a gag. Anyway. Okay, so listen. The first episode is always like this one challenge. Mine was a photo shoot as well. Yours was a photo shoot. What was your first one, and what was yours? What was it?
Mine was lip syncing for my life.
Oh, shit. Oh, you're like, oh, fuck.
And losing.
Okay, shit. Okay, so tell us about that first. Now, wait. We got two different perspectives because she won her challenge actually, the photo shoot in the water, and then you're saying you lost your lip sync. So tell me, different approaches. How did you feel? How did you approach it?
How did you approach that detox?
Well, honestly, I was very surprised that I won that challenge because it was very difficult. And the first shot that you see is the first shot that they got. Just to let you know. One and done, honey. That's a wrap on Detox. But literally, the minute I came up for air, the wig fell, the hat fell, a shoe fell off, and I was like, well, fuck. There goes my first, opportunity. So when she called me, like, you see me crying in the episode because I was, like, so surprised, and it also was a sickening picture. But I want to say, going back to your season and watching this all transpire, because I know Rosé, I was like, oh, bitch. She is unwell.
What was going through your mind, Rosé?
Honey, I had a fever when I left that stage, baby. I don't know, I was so shocked. When you put together your entrance look, you're psyching yourself up to go in there for the first day. You're ready for anything. I was not fucking ready for that shit though, bitch. Okay, and yeah, it was. I thought I was going home. I thought I was. My dreams were literally crushed. I was infuriated. Yeah, but I mean, luckily that day didn't really matter much, did it? So it's fine.
I love that.
Lash extensions on.
How do we feel about the episode being split with the first 7 girls having to spin for their life and these girls having to tack for their life?
Wait, what?
I like it that it's split. How do you feel about the episode being split?
I enjoy it when they split the cast up in 2 episodes because then it gives you an opportunity to see more of the cast. It's not as frantic as having 14 people in one room and trying to figure out how the dynamics work. And that it just gives us an opportunity to kind of get to know the girls quickly. And I also love the fact that they're doing a talent show for the first thing because then it's like, let's see why you were cast on the show.
And then quick question for the audience really quick, and then I want you to talk about, answer that, Rosé. Who went home first? Say, who is it?
Orion's story.
Mm-hmm. Say it again. It is very important you go on Instagram and you follow her, you show her love, because I'm telling you this, as a person that has gone home first, it will fuck with your head. You will feel completely defeated. So please go and show her all the motherfucking love. Because just because she went home first does not define her talent. So please go and follow Orion. If you do that for me, please, 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 please.
Don't get mad about it. I said that last week.
Yeah.
Was she getting mad again, guys? She was like, duh.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Bitch, I'll show you mad.
Oh, I know.
Okay, then calm down.
We'll see
then
it.
calm down. Don't get me
the
started,
beautiful bean
bitch.
footage.
Don't get me started. No, okay.
Let's get there.
Okay, Rosé.
What? Yes.
Hi, welcome back. Sorry. So about Naysha was asking you a question about
I forgot the question. What is it? Yeah.
Naysha. repeat.
Batty, what was the question? Go ahead.
So I was really taken back by the fact that I did that last week for Orion, but anyway, thank you, Chance too. So with it being an
That's my answer.
Saved by the bell, bitch. Saved by the bell, Batty.
All right. Before we even get in,
right.
can we just talk about how in love with What is it, Georges?
Gorgeous.
I love Georges.
I
She's
love
fucking
Gorgeous.
hilarious.
Also, before we get into any of that,
Yeah.
listen, I don't usually do this. I don't eat while I'm working, but it's been a long day, and I've only had a bowl of cereal at 9 a.m. I'm going to remove my gloves. They're leather. They're Gucci. I'm not wearing nails. Fuck off. Don't take a picture of my nails. You'll see the nails later at the show. But please let me enjoy these mac and cheese balls with buffalo sauce in peace. Thank you.
And I just want to say I'm going to eat too, and I'm also not wearing nails, okay? Thank you.
That is so sad that we live in a world that we have to say that.
I'm going to eat but not swallow.
I'm going to... No, you're not.
Dude,
That's a first.
that doesn't sound like the character of you. That doesn't sound like your character.
I'm a top, bro.
Okay.
Listen, top swallow.
Do they detox?
Mine
But
do.
I mean, I like to
All
suck
right,
dick while I fuck.
speaking of tops and bottoms, let's talk about Metamorphosis.
So let's talk about this show, yeah? Okay, so what the fuck did they just do right now? I lost my train of thought.
They
What
were
did they
talking
do,
about
Batty?
what they were going to do for their talent show.
Oh, yes. Oh, talent show, yes. I wanted to ask you guys. Oh, yeah, Metamorphosis is straight. First off, is anyone really shocked or surprised by this, like, a straight person on there? Yes or no? Okay, perfect. Because, I mean, we had Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams. Those are all hetero men that do drag. This is not a new thing, by the way. So the hate that she gets, y'all need to fucking relax with that bullshit because, seriously, it's not a new thing. With that said, you guys, what would... Rosé, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to ask
baby.
Carson this. Carson, what makes a good talent number? You as a judge, watching them do a talent, what makes it something to really enjoy?
I think it depends on the timing in the show. And I think for this number, this is your introductory number. This is where we fall in love with you. This is where we learn who you are. This is where we see how you do drag. And I think you can do a great number like the lip sync that, who was it, Batty was talking about. It might be phenomenal, but if it doesn't explain to us like what your version of drag is, where you come from, what your perspective is, we're kind of going to forget about you. Because there's a lot of girls in this first number. So I think it's really important that it is personalized and you have this like amazing storytelling moment right out of the gate.
And Rosé, I would like to ask you, what would you do as your talent number?
I actually just talked about this the other day. I would do a whistling, harmonizing burlesque number.
Okay, so now I want you to whistle and harmonize. Why would you? Can you give me like a?
No, I
taste?
can't do it, but you're gonna get to know me very well. That's the point.
Right.
The talent shows on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Looks like you're going home first again, sis.
Well, listen, gladly. I think that these talent shows, first of all, I agree with you, Carson. It's about introducing yourself.
Totally.
But they may not have known that it was going to be the first thing they do. So they may have already been introduced when they're getting ready, and creating this act. Also, but that's the thing, though. You can go in there. I think from my experience, I learned you have to show them who you are, not what you can do. So the interesting shit usually works really well.
Now, Detox, you played.
Have no talent, yes.
No, wait, hold on. Wait, I'm going to tell you something about Detox. I think she was one of the first ones to be very clever about it. What were those things called? What are they?
Drums?
They're just drums, right? Oh, yeah. I thought they were a specific type of drums.
Ass cheeks.
But they were.
Ass cheeks.
How did you even come up with that, to decide to do that?
Well, it's a number that I did on the road a bunch with to a Robin song. And so I was just like, yeah, I like to be messy. And, like, of course, I'm like the queen of neon and black light and shit. But I will tell you, they were not trying to be cooperative with me. I was like, I need the fucking stage to be dark. I need it to be black lit. I need some blue lights in there. I need the paint to pop. And they're like, we don't have time for all that shit. And I said, well, then I don't have time for you. I didn't say that. I can't remember what I said. But but they ended up making it work, right? And, I mean, I guess the other thing is, too, because every time that we do anything like that, we always have to do it twice. I only did mine once because, it made a mess.
Full of paint, girlfriend.
But
are we looking forward to seeing any of these talents like anyone in particular?
All of them.
I really want to see Georgia's. I really want to see, because I'm really pulling for her. I want to see hers.
I want to see them all.
I want to see the girls that I haven't seen on, like featured. Like, there's a bunch of new kids on the show that, like we were talking last week, that don't have a lot of followers and, like, are newer to this. So I think it's great to see it new, I'm excited.
Bitch, they're about to show the fuck out.
Yeah,
it's the
really
first day and
are.
it's a talent
I'm
show.
so
Like, I'm
excited.
gagging. Like,
I'm
this is
so
going to be
excited.
great.
Well, we thought so last week, but
Oh, no.
but there's dancers in this one.
Yeah, there are. I love the dancers.
Can we talk about the one girl? She looks like the girl from UK we just watched. She's
you
like
mean
Scarlet
Lady-
Harlot. And she talks like that,
Lady Campton.
Yeah,
Maybe
Lady
she
Campton.
talks like that, bitch. That's
That's
her
where she's
accent,
from.
bitch. So she talks.
That's how she...
She sounds like the other one.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The
for
whole
that.
cast
Yeah,
of UK. I liked how Alicia Keys looked like a hologram, and then she just disappeared. And then Batty was like, next week, Whitney Houston.
Oh, no.
Oh, Mary.
Imagine.
You can do
Okay, but
anything
try
with a
doing your
hologram.
makeup in that mirror, right? It's
That's
like
what I was like joking about it with her. I was like, as soon as the lights went out, you could still see her little bright stone blouse. underneath
Pure
it.
jumpsuit.
I'm like, that's how we felt the entire time getting ready in those fucking mirrors, because you'd always see the camera doing this.
Right.
And then you can see Mish and her big old ponytail doing
Yep.
story.
You're fucking trying to do your
And you can-
eyeliner, the mirror's rippling
And
like
you
this.
can hear him too. I'm like, we hear. Shut up! I'm trying to get ready.
You're like doing your eye makeup when someone whispers from behind the mirror, ask Maddie.
Ask him about when their dad died. Ask him about when their dad died.
Right.
Make her cry before she has to go on stage. Do it.
Ask Samantha what year her mom died in a plane crash. It's true.
It's true.
It's true, though. It
But
really
today it
is
was
true.
Alicia Keys. Lucky
It's
them.
true.
Okay, so
Imagine it's Alicia Keys doing that. Ask him about when their mom died. Anyways, I don't know what these are, but you should try them. They're delicious. And whatever this green sauce
they're
is,
called
it's fantastic.
A-Rods, and the green sauce girl,
I-
it's guacamole.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's Wakasaka.
It's not guacamole.
It's Wasaka Haka. Waka.
Or it's wok with a little garlic in it, girl.
Wakasaka.
Oaxaca.
Sauce.
Alright. Okay, so, guys, we had their entrance looks. We had their first challenge. Let me ask you guys this about entrance looks. What do you think makes a really good entrance look? Like, do you think it should be more personality, or you think it's like the aesthetic, like the polished look? What do you guys think?
Well, I think it has to be like a good mixture of both, right? Like, obviously, it's your first opportunity to show who you are. Mm-hmm. You want to look as polished as you can because you know you're going to get the full one-up. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full.
It's the Oaxaca.
Unsurprising.
Not the first time, girl.
It should be your calling card, though. It is your first moment.
It should.
For your competitors to see you, which is important, and also for people at home watching. We never, as the judges, we never see their entrance look.
Except for last year.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Wasn't that fun?
It was. What do you guys think? Any standouts for you, ladies and gentlemen?
Angeria.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Standouts for you guys?
Angeria.
Angeria.
Dance.
The last one. She just did like the, yeah.
Oh, Angeria, yeah.
And
Because
also-
she understood the assignment, which was like, tell us who you are.
Brand-
Oh, the
Dancing.
judge said she
Yeah.
understood the assignment.
Right.
Well, I will say, I think, like different from last week, these seemed a little bit more like bar numbers than.
right.
Do you know what I mean? Like there was a little bit more of a identity with some of the performances last week, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I said I was drunk when I watched it, so who knows? Maybe I was just making things up. And I'm drunk while I'm watching this one now. But Angeria was, to me, the only one who really had a branded thing.
Right. I do have to say that when you're like an experienced queen and you've been performing in clubs, that is invaluable because you know how to come out and do a signature number because you've been doing that for a long time. And sometimes the new queens haven't been doing that. It's really, it oftentimes shows.
Yeah.
Also, you could make the mistake of, like, you watch All Stars, and you're like, well, I got to do something outside of what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start to try to come up with something. But it was pretty cool to see, it was cool to see them do, like, we feel like that's a good thing, yes, that
I
they were
think
doing,
so.
like, bar numbers.
I mean, of course, doing a bar number is one thing, but I think if there could have been like a level of let's make this number special. Let's do some kind of like at least
Storytelling.
We
need storytelling.
We need a little bit of
Who
storytelling.
are you?
I think that there was a lot more storytelling in the first episode
That's
than
what
there
I-
was
yes.
in this episode.
For sure.
I thought Georges, as much as I love her, and she comes out and we were all like gagged because she's so beautiful, her number was a little anonymous. I'm like, that wasn't the greatest song. It
Right.
was
I mean,
good
it was
dancing,
a good
but
number too, but it's
I couldn't
like,
tell you what it was.
Right.
No.
But I cannot stop thinking about how fucking hot she looks.
Wait, she looks so hot. But wait, I can guarantee you, if we don't see it, I'll be upset. But I'm sure Michelle is going to be like, now listen here. It's the little details.
Oh, yeah,
I wish you would have been wearing a black panty and I can see your fishnets coming up out of your skirt.
Your fishnets have a hole in them.
I guarantee you, if we don't fucking hear that from that gray-haired bitch.
My goodness.
Mary, be nice to her.
And also, I thought that Rue had really foreshadowed Diabetes' performance. Again, it was a Pink song, and
Right.
it was a little off, and it was
Right.
just like, this doesn't tell us anything about who you are.
Right.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is that if there were going to be those little gags, there should have been, like, 20 of those little gags.
Absolutely.
The hat should have gotten smaller and smaller and smaller.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, there should have been bigger and bigger and bigger confetti. You know, there's, like, this little...
That was my favorite
which
part,
could have
was
been,
the hat.
like, even as simple of a number as it was,
Yeah.
it could have gotten even greater.
Make it smart.
With just those little things. But we're nitpicking here.
So, Carson, when you're judging, and we know
Yes.
Michelle is a nitpicker, are you a nitpicker?
What did you call me?
No. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think details are really important.
Yes,
and I
but-
think if you make it to this point, it's season 14. So many people have applied for this job opportunity. You really need to be prepared. And when you have ill-fitting tights or something that doesn't work or a boring outfit, it's like, hello, have you been watching the show? Bring your best. So yeah, details are very, very important, especially on these first episodes where it's like we're figuring out who you are. When it gets crazier and the challenges get more elaborate, you can make some more mistakes, which sounds crazy, but we give you a little more leeway. But when you show up, you better look like you're ready for the starring role.
Are you ready for our number tonight?
Yes, yes. Are you going to change?
Yes,
or
I
is
am.
this- Okay. I'm kidding.
Ow!
It's sensible.
Naysha, shut the fuck up, okay?
I'm just reacting.
Oh, save
Thank
my
you!
number!
Thank you, guys! Those were fun, yeah?
Cheers.
Those were good.
Those
They
were
oh,
delicious.
cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
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 Shaka Khan.
Cheers.
Shaka Khan. I already
cheers.
did mine.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
runways were really good.
Okay, so I have a question. Do we think... I'm going to ask you, Carson, because you sit there.
yes.
Do you think that the pageant girl that has been through it and has more criticism, because as you do a pageant, you get your score sheets back?
Right.
Excuse me, pardon me. So you know what you have done wrong, or you know how to fix the problem, as opposed to something that is more comedic or more on a realm of realism, like Matty Morphosis, where they're just kind of showing their character and something as portrayed of what they can do, as opposed to just glitz and glam. What do you like? What is your niche? Like, what do you look for?
Can you
as a
repeat
judge,
the question? No, I get. You're saying like, you know, I'm going to go for the perfect pageant girl perfection because they've gotten a lot of feedback. They've done a lot of runways, and someone like Angeria and maybe Jasmine Kennedy.
Yep, Jasmine.
They looked really polished and perfect. It's pageanty. It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
I love it. It's not the most interesting. I love when it's a blend. Like, I would have loved a super chic couture version of Matty Morphos's Marie Antoinette. Like a bigger skirt, more like Madonna, the Vogue video, where it was like obviously like French Louis XIV with her head. That would have been like mind-blowing. The way she did it, it was a little costumey. It was still super fun. And the way Angeria and Jasmine did theirs, it was beautiful. But I think the perfect sweet spot is when you combine those two and you give us camp, because that's drag. Yeah. We don't need to see like Miss Bolivia. We've already seen that. We want to see like that combination.
Well, and I feel like there's also like, it's hard to like differentiate the both of them because we've seen glamour pussies who look amazing and are so polished and so brilliant get in their heads when it comes to letting loose, and we've seen girls who are very comfortable with letting loose and not necessarily make the mark when it comes to glamming it up or like.
Right.
So it's hard to find those girls that can do both.
Absolutely.
Or find drag artists period who can do both and who can do a blend. And I don't know, maybe we'll find that on this season.
Yeah,
Who knows?
for sure.
It'll be
Okay,
great
so
to
who
see.
are our favorites, girls?
Yeah, Angeria.
In both the challenge and the runway, so consider both of them.
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously, I think, to me, the front runner. I think Maddie's look may have saved her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not saying that her talent was bad, because I do appreciate that she actually played guitar,
Right.
unlike the
It
girl
is
last
so
week.
hard to play guitar, and she
Yeah.
played it with her teeth, so we know.
Who also played the guitar,
Was that
but
her
didn't play
teeth?
guitar.
I thought it was her tongue. You know.
She played with the guitar, did
Mama.
not play the guitar.
I'm so intrigued by Maddie's artistry though today, because it's like the look was so out there and over the top, but then the talent was so subdued, and those are both
Right.
choices. So I don't know. We saw like a wide range from that bitch today. You know?
I thought her look looked like my realtor, Barbara Schwartz.
Not Barbara.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
after you worked with her.
I didn't love the look. But I
Okay, so
appreciate
we-
the live talent.
So we have our tops. Who's our bottoms, do we think?
Oh. Why did you look at me?
Well, look at you.
I heard somebody say Daya
Daya Batty.
because of the talent.
Yeah.
The talent was the confetti, right? That was the one.
Yeah.
The hat one, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little underwhelming.
I'm coming out.
Yeah.
Let's get this party
The runway was
started.
cute, but I mean, there was still a little. I mean,
parties.
the runway was great, but there was a little bit. I would have
I don't think they agree with us.
cut things a little different.
did you
Audience, what do we feel?
And we're back. Okay, so first question, right off the bat, from what they just said about what's her name that looks like Crystal Method? What's
Daya Batty.
Daya Batty. Okay, so she said looks like a Xerox copy of a Xerox copy, right? Okay, what do you
Sure.
guys?
Shut the fuck up, whoever just
I said that wrong, right?
Yes.
I think she's
Xerox.
But I also
How do
live
you
for
say
someone
it?
said
Fucking Xerox.
How do you say it?
Xerox.
Xerox?
Xerox sounds like
Did I
some
say
kind of
it right?
antacid.
That's
Listen,
okay,
I
you
am
get
from
one
Puerto,
with me.
I'm from Puerto Rico. I
That's
have
okay,
an
you get
accent,
one tonight,
motherfucker.
Xerox.
Xerox.
Y'all know what I meant, though, right? Exactly. Okay, so, so listen.
Oh, get the cameras rolling. Here we go.
Yep, start
So,
the fucking
no, but
feed,
seriously,
bitch.
how do you guys?
I can't find my goddamn pom-pom for my nail.
Right, we were looking for
No,
it like
seriously,
crazy.
how do you guys feel about that? Because there's like a fine line between like where you kind of live for this person and
Right.
and then there's like full on imitation, right? So do you think she's like
I don't feel like she's imitating by any means, but I feel like she's definitely like a clear member of the family. You know, and I feel like we can say that about a lot of the girls that have come from all of the seasons in the past, which we all get all the time in comments. Oh, you're giving Alyssa Edwards. You're giving this. You're giving that. We're all going to give something if Drag Race is the only reference to drag that you have. And honestly, not for nothing, I feel like maybe Drag Race needs to stop self-referentiating when it comes to what they're doing with every contestant. And if you don't want a contestant who is from a house of method, then don't cast a contestant from the House of Method.
Is she from the House of Method?
I think
she is.
Yeah, I think she's her daughter.
Can we rewind the footage?
I'm sorry. Carson was all.
I'm sure, bitch.
Was
I'm
Carson
sure.
not distracting me?
No,
Bitch.
we were looking for...
What do you think, Rosé?
A pom-pom that's missing.
What do I think? I think that I don't think she's too similar, but you can see it, which I think can be a good thing. But if she's not hitting it the way Crystal did, they're going to ask her to depart from it. And if she doesn't have that departure in her suitcase, then she's fucked. So
Well, and honestly, I mean, at the same time, she has to also be cognitive of that. Like, Crystal made such an impact on her own season.
Right.
And if she's going to constantly get the similarities and the comparisons, like, well, what do I have to do now to make myself separate from that to outshine her?
uniqueness is one of the words.
Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do some Q&A. Do we have any questions
Wait, before we do Q&A, should we talk about what's happening next week?
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
hold
yeah,
on. Before y'all do that, can I just
Uh-huh.
reiterate what I yelled at you guys over the TV earlier?
Yeah.
Listen, just because your favorite ends up getting sent home for lip sync doesn't mean that the person who won the lip sync is trash and you're going to be like, oh, because they won for a reason. That bitch turned it out. So celebrate that shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Give credit where credit is due, and she did turn it. So
Okay,
she did.
She just turned it. It was great. It was really good.
And
But next week is going to be even better. So
Yeah.
let's talk about it.
go ahead. You go.
So next week, make sure you guys join us. And if you guys would like to join us, as you did right now in your seats, please join us on Instagram and hit our live link that it just went live right now. Next week, we have the first eliminated queen, Orion Story, is coming to see us.
Oh, wow.
As well as we have Maddie Morphosis. And who's our last one?
What?
Nay.
And we have Miss Batty. Batty's gonna be here.
No way.
Yes, she'll be here. Now let's talk about that elimination a little bit. Yes, I mean, what do you guys think up here? Did you guys think it was like very obvious of who should be eliminated? And are you content with the bottom two?
I feel like I guess I'm content with the bottom two.
Yeah, I am as well.
I do feel like Miss Thing turned it out a little bit more. They were both doing a great job as a thing, but there was like an emotion I'm all about, especially with a song like that. An emotion, something behind the eyes, a fire behind the eyes, and I felt it so much more from, and I hate that I can't remember her name right now, but Miss Thing who won. Thank you, Deja Sky. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Deja turned it. She fucking won that shit. But
And the look was amazing.
Yeah.
And I know that the look doesn't have anything to do with the lip sync,
Cerulean.
but she looked
love
beautiful.
Cerulean.
I don't like when other people step on other people's things. You know, like I understand she put it on the ground, but bitch, Naysha, if you put your jacket on the ground and I stepped on it, you'd be mad. We have any questions in the audience?
Yeah, we'll see what happens when you step on it. I have a question for Carson though.
Okay.
Oh, you?
Carson,
Yes.
I asked you this question before. This time you're a
Okay.
little bit more lit, so you might answer it this time.
Okay.
Have you ever disagreed with an elimination, and if so, which one was it?
Oh.
I know this answer. He
I
said
don't
it last
think
time.
so.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't. He said
No,
he
There
didn't.
was one
No.
that he was kind of like, meh.
He was very political and was like, oh.
No.
She thinks she got her drunk.
No. I have had 2 shots and 2 other cocktails.
Can we get another round of shots up here, then re-ask the question?
But
Let's get her liquored up, and I'll
I
ask
have
Yeah,
later.
we'll come
Okay.
back to that. Do you have any questions in the audience?
I did agree with this
Oh, she's gonna
evening's
answer it right now? She's ready?
decision.
What did you say?
I agreed with this evening's decision that those 2 should have been in the bottom, and I think the right person went home. I thought Betty, I thought she was insulin it to win it, but she wasn't.
She cannot. I cannot.
Sell that to her as merch.
The what?
Sell that to her as merch.
Oh, I should sell that. Yeah, let's copyright that
brilliant.
T-shirt.
Okay, but you never
But
answered my
it was-
question.
her performance was lacking this evening.
Okay. Now, in previous seasons, have you ever disagreed with and elimination.
Most U.S. Americans don't have maps.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up.
I swear to you, every time you come here, I'm going to ask you this question, and I will eventually.
You will eventually
get you to answer.
Ask him
it.
at the end.
Yeah.
Ask him at the
no,
end.
I'm gonna get him
I'll
liquored
get
up
the
real
answer
good.
tomorrow at the piggery when we're having lunch.
And we're back.
Fucking missed. You didn't already
Hold on,
have hers.
I was coming over here to see what shit y'all were talking over
No,
here.
we were just looking for her
Thing,
missing pom-pom.
Yeah, we're looking for my little cat dog.
I was secretly saying how much I hated that fucking look that Camden was wearing.
You're still watching the show?
Lady Camden.
I cannot.
You didn't like Lady Camden's look.
I was quite bothered by the look, darling. But then, of course, everything that she was saying was so resonating, like to me as like a kid growing up and like playing with dolls and drawing castles, and then having my father come home and having to hide that shit and being like, oh God, you know, and just seeking permission. There was something that was very resonating.
Does anybody know what the
there.
fuck she's saying?
No, because we're actually paying attention. You know,
Oh my God.
we're here
I
for
cannot.
we're here to
Next
do
time-
the work.
So, Rosé.
Wow.
Right. Rosé, your season had a really...
Rosé's here? Where?
Rosé, you had a really good Untucked season. Like, you guys had a really good Untucked season. If
Word.
there's something that happened off camera that we might not have seen that you want to share with us?
No.
Yes, one thing. You have to
Who
choose
fucked
one
who
thing.
on the show?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of stuff that didn't get shown. No, I really can't think of anything.
My
you
tits
know?
look
They
great.
pretty much have a camera on you at all times.
Yeah.
too.
Okay, so let's not think of Untucked. Let's think about the whole season
Show.
as a whole.
Right.
Was there something that you were like, oh, I wish they would have shown this, or
Oh.
they didn't show this?
I see. Denali.
Or, I mean, like, did we get, like, the full effect of the real relationship you had with
Alaska.
Denali? Or...
No,
Ice skater.
You know what? No. Actually, what's interesting about that is coming out of the. I love Denali so much. I love Denali, but coming out of the season and most of last year, I was actually the closest with Gottmik, and like Gottmik and I were waiting every week for ourselves to meet on TV, and they just like didn't really show how we became friends. So that was like really hilarious to us. They didn't, you know. But I mean, it didn't like change anything.
Well, they definitely perpetuated the love affair of Denali.
They
and
love
Rose.
an affair, darling.
What did they call it? Renali?
Rose Nolly.
Rose Nolly.
Rose Nolly.
But they love that shit. They love to like. Don't blame the editing. Available on iTunes. But they do like to perpetuate a narrative that
blame
is
the
not
editing.
necessarily true and accurate.
Blame it
on,
on
that
the
show.
editing.
What about you, Detox? Was there any of that on your season that you're like, oh my god, I wish they? Because you had a good Untucked too. You had an iconic Untucked actually. You're very. Oh, there we go. Fuck, girl. Okay,
She
so
already had hers.
I just wanted to do the
So-
roulette.
Yeah, you probably could do that the best, right? Don't you
No,
think?
not really.
Do it again.
Thank you for
Try it one more
reminding
time.
me of that.
It's longer. It's longer. Anyway.
Detox has a really wonderful thing to say.
I really quickly before we go into question and answer again. I just love the fact that they allowed that girl to say faggy on TV.
Right.
Because, and I will say this is the reason why I say it. Because we as queer people can't say fucking faggy on the internet without getting flagged for some bullshit for being hate speech or blah, blah, blah. But every other TV show that you say that says fag and a derogatory term, it's allowed to be on there. But this is for the first time that I've seen someone say faggy as an empowering word
Thank
about our
you.
community, from our own community, that's been not bleeped out. And I was like, that's fucking fierce. So I just want to say that. And maybe I'm being faggy about it.
No,
and I live,
I appreciate
But it made me
it.
really happy.
and it's everything I live.
Everybody's, you want to, can you send me a drink over? Thanks.
We love.
Thank
A
you.
drink or a round of lemon drops would be gorgeous.
Yes!
We can't drink anymore. We have to perform later.
Actually, Batty, you
I
can go
perform
home.
better when
You'll
I'm
be
drunk.
fine.
It's fine.
No.
Batty, you can go home.
No, you can go home.
They're letting people go home early. You
Yeah.
got cut, girl.
Your trade just came in here and
okay,
he's cut. So,
guys,
you can go home with him and I'll run the show.
Do we have anyone in the audience that has questions?
Yep, my girl
Yes,
Brie
right
right
over
in the
here.
back.
I'm gonna do
Oh
this
my
one first.
God.
Oh, bitch! Did you see that bitch?
Hi, what's your
She
name?
could have
I
killed
can't,
those
Jeff.
people.
Yeah, hi,
Are
we
you
have a question
okay?
for
She said, "Let me work before they send my ass home."
sending my ass home, bitch. It's called affirmative action, bitch. Hi, we have Jeff over here. Yep, Jeff, are you from Chicago?
Yes.
Awesome, welcome. So, do you tell me about your question?
For Detox, how was it touring again with Roscoe Talks?
Oh, okay. I have that. First of all, it's the first time Roscoe Talks has ever done a tour like that. And when I tell you, we had the most fucking fun. Like, every time I think about, like, we can still, like, text. We actually are more in contact with each other now since we did it, because it was like, oh my God, we remember how much fun we used to have. And we had such a great time on tour. We're planning a lot more things. Hopefully there will be a U.S. Roscoe Talks tour coming up really soon. But we had the most amazing time. It was so fun. Like, I'm beaming just thinking about it. Thanks for asking.
We have another question for you guys right here.
And to piggyback on that, only queer people should say that word. Just so everybody knows, only queer people should say that word.
That part.
Sometimes people need to hear that,
Because
too.
yes, 100%.
Yeah, and my question was, what's the best thing that you've ever experienced as a result of being on Drag Race for all of you?
I mean,
And we're back.
We'll start with that. We'll start with that question at the beginning.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll go right back to that.
You know how to sit through another preview of fucking the queer voice or whatever the fuck it is, right?
No.
That's the queer eye for the gay
queer
guy.
voice?
God.
All I know is I will say that I sat through it last week because I haven't watched it yet on Paramount Plus, available on your streaming apps and on Roku, and it was a lot of fun.
Was it?
But just watching 2.5 hours of drag back to back consecutively was exhausting.
Where's she going?
Let's start with this question right here.
So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the question that we asked here, and it was based off of Drag Race. What has been the best experience or memorable experience that you have had that has come from being on Drag Race?
I will say, I mean, there's been a lot of amazing experiences that have come from Drag Race, not only because of the awesome opportunities that it allows you and like the amazing people that you meet and the new family that you get. But to me, and I say this all the time too, is being a part of something that has been so profound to young people and to our younger generation who, when I was growing up, as we talked about earlier, we didn't have an outlet to know that this was okay, to feel this way, to represent this way, to be an individual, to be a person, you know. I didn't have that acceptance or that access to like just being who I am, and to hear that from especially people at DragCon, like, you know, I little kids who are in drag because they watch me on drag because it makes them feel safe to do it. You know, that's a really amazing thing, and it's such an awesome responsibility to have, and that's been one of my favorite takeaways from this whole experience.
Yes, bitch, work.
And to see and what to piggyback, it really is a beautiful thing to be at Drag Race and see parents with their kids who brought them here and exposing drag to them at such an early age. I promise you, they're going to be the most loving and accepting people to ever live. I really enjoy those families that have exposed their kids to that. What about you? What has been the yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, trigger.
Does it sound bad? Rosé, what about you? What experience have you had?
Well, I think for me, and it's still fresh because we're just a year out of this starting for me last year, and I think the most valuable thing that's happened for me is it's really expansive. I was forced to face myself, and I learned to really accept my truth and the reality surrounding it, and it's been like a really incredible year of self-discovery post what we filmed, and I love who I am where I didn't before, to be honest, in many ways, and I love who I'm becoming, and yeah.
That's awesome. Love that. Love. Carson, before you tell us about, I have to tell you that I personally enjoy you. At the Miss Universe pageant.
Oh, she doesn't know where she's at right now.
Anybody watch Miss Universe? He does every year pretty much. You're there doing the commentary for it. This year it was in Israel, right?
It was. Shalom.
Tell me, how was that for you?
It was great and it was wonderful. And Israel's an incredible place, and I probably would have never have gotten the opportunity to go there if it weren't for doing Miss Universe. And I've done it for about since 2005. I'm very old. And it's great, and it's actually the parallels to Drag Race are very similar. When contestants bring themselves to the competition and they really show who they are and they're vulnerable and they show their heart and they show their personality, they are successful. And to segue back to the original question with this nice lady in the front row, I've been so lucky to have been part of two, I think, really important shows, which is Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. And
Iconic.
Come on, 1990.
Come on, 2003. I'm not that old. And also Drag Race. And the common thread is that, like Detox said, it shows young people visibility is so important. And if you never see yourself on TV, you think, well, I'm all alone or I'm not important. And then you see somebody like you being celebrated and lifted up on TV and saying, you're great, we can make you even better. Oh, we want to shine a light on you and you're an amazing artistry. That's very, very powerful. And the thing about TV with Queer Eye was that like little old ladies that went to like my mom's hairdresser like in Amish country in Pennsylvania were like, we love that. It's so cool. And it's you're in people's homes and their living rooms and their bedrooms, and it's a very intimate medium. And it really has power to change people's minds. And the same with Drag Race. It's a worldwide platform that little queer kids in Bolivia and Beijing, especially with the internet now, and Botswana and any other country that starts with a B, get to see people like themselves and say, I'm okay. I can be successful and I can be happy. And that is so important, and that's the greatest thing about any of those shows.
I'm tearing up hearing you speak because I remember being a kid.
I was gonna say the same exact thing, bitch.
And watching, like, this is like before I came out. I was, like a preteen or whatever, and watching Will and Grace, and my dad would always be like, "Stop watching that because you're gonna turn out to be gay." And I was like,
too late.
The whole time I'm like, Dad, I fucking like butts. Like, look at your search history on the AOL dial-up. Yeah. And you'll find out that your child likes queer shit. But I remember after I came out and I was living with my dad again for the first time in a long time, is right when Queer Eye came out. And I would watch it religiously every night that it came on. Back in the day, we didn't have DVR. It came on what, Wednesdays or Thursdays? It was like Tuesdays at 10. Tuesdays at 10. And my dad, when he would not go to sleep early, I would be like, you have to watch a show. And to me, it kind of humanized the queer people instead of making them caricatures like what he thought that Queer Eye was, or that Will and Grace was. It was like, this is who I am. Mm-hmm. These people are just like me, and it gave me such a hope to be like, not a caricature of, even though I am, let's be real, I'm a crossdresser, I do drag for a living, but aren't we all? And I just want to say thank you, because it was always such a pivotal part of my coming out and being around and identifying with who I am.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing. Literally, your bravery and your success, when I was younger, I looked at you on TV and I was like, I can do this. So thank you.
Thank you.
I think we can all say,
That's
as
so
performers, that there's a moment in time where you're just looking for validation from somebody and you hope that it's from your parents. But when you see someone like Carson going and breaking boundaries, and we're a little older than you kids sitting in these seats, so don't be mad at us. But
I'm only 26.
Yeah.
But I was in a fire.
That, and we love you and we adore you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's a pleasure being here.
Yes.
No,
All right,
please
I have
sit
a question
down.
over here. He's been waiting so patiently. No.
Hi, Detox. I have a compliment and then a question for you. It's honestly kind of crazy to be here for this conversation because you were that person for me. Like the first time I saw Drag Race, and your bio on social media, the world's most killingest drag queen. I resonate with you the most, and I've been a huge fan of you. And my question for you is, where can supporters of you find you besides Work the World this next year?
Venmo.
Well, you won't find me on Work the World because I severed my ties with Work the World.
You did? I want to hear about that later.
After our Asia-Australia tour at the beginning of 2020, I severed my ties with them. mainly because they wouldn't send us home from Asia during an outbreak of a pandemic. And also because they fucked me over with my calendar. But that's aside the point. You can find me. I'm here all the time. Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to say because like my schedule is so up in the air now with the state of the world and the way that we've all been having to deal with our shifts of working, and what this pandemic has been for all of us in the last 2 years. If I am in town, you can find me here, probably supporting the viewing parties and the shows. I'm sure you can see me at Queen rolling my tits off at 3 in the morning.
You said it, not me.
Probably on Instagram Live.
Make sure you buy a cameo from all these gals
Yeah,
up
you
here.
can buy a cameo. You can find me on Twitch playing Dead by Daylight with a bunch of friends, because that's my new kink. I haven't been to Steamworks yet, though, so if anyone wants to take me to Steamworks...
I think you should stay far away.
Do you want to go to Nuts on Clark later?
Yeah, you two sound like you could have a wonderful time later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of pandemic and stuff,
top, he's a bottom.
Speaking of pandemic, I want to give kudos to Rosé because you guys have to remember that Miss Rosé got ready for Drag Race during the pandemic, like during the height of it. And so tell me, how getting ready for it is challenging enough. How much more challenging was it for you to get ready for Drag Race because of the pandemic?
It was really challenging because I remember when I got the official call, the fabric stores in New York in the garment district were still closed. So I was like, oh fuck, like I don't know. We're still slow with getting hair on online as well. Like stuff takes a long time to ship, and yeah, it was tough. I do think though that I'm so grateful that I was on season 13 and that I had that experience, because it was oddly difficult, but now I'm like unafraid to do things that seem really scary, because I'm like, oh bitch, I fucking did all that shit. So it's fine.
Like All Stars?
Oh, that where that felt like that was directly leading?
Would you do All Stars?
I go back and forth all the time. Yes, I would.
Yeah.
But I would not go if they called me tomorrow, because I don't want to go and do the same shit. I want to grow and go back and show evolution. And I want to win. So
I remember sitting with you when Rosé came out, and I was like, that bitch is going to go so fucking far. She's funny. She is talented. She can dance. She can sing. And, like, there's just something very special from you New York girls that you have that a lot of girls don't. And it's theater, the theatrics.
That's what we thought. That's what we thought. We were saying,
yeah, and
your
it's just
musical theater backgrounds really.
So yeah.
Well, you know what else I will have to say about New York queens is that those bitches are fucking hustlers, because in New York there is like 18 shows a night, and each girl who works in New York is part of each of those shows. And it's like I every time that I go to New York, I'm like, it is exhausting just even keeping track of what these bitches do on a nightly basis, because it's a lot of work, and it's always something different and fresh and fun and great. And I fucking live for New York drag, and you've always been a part of that.
They say if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Can't you,
For
though?
sure.
Can't you?
well, I made it here barely, but
Or you can make it in the Midwest, New York.
Try a Conema walk. It's very lovely this time of year.
You be nice.
So
Do we
another
have
question.
any other questions in the house?
We have one over here in the center.
I have
Do
one.
y'all
When
gonna
can I go
run
pee
and get that
again?
one?
Hi, Sugar Tits. Good to see you. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Anna.
Well, hi, Anna. Of course it is. Thanks for joining us. Who's your question for, my love?
So mine is for Carson because he did open it up, so I'm going to have to ask. Queer Eye, with the new seasons coming out, what are your thoughts? Because I loved the original, and I know I look young, but honestly, loved the original. They were amazing. And I watched the new ones, but what are your thoughts on them?
Oh,
Botox.
I think that, well, of course, their OGs are great. But I think that what's so remarkable about the new Queer Eye on Netflix is that we did our show in New York City. We did a couple episodes in London, a couple in Vegas, but we were in a pretty queer-friendly world. And I think what's remarkable and what's maybe more of the focus of this iteration is that they're going out into places that maybe aren't super progressive. rural Georgia, I think was the first season, and now they're in Austin, which is great, but they're going off to these, little tiny towns, and if you've been out in the hinterlands of Texas, it's not New York City. So I think having those conversations with people who may not be as liberal or as aware or educated as people in bigger cities are really important. And I think that the crux of the show has always been about having conversations and about saying that we're a little bit more alike than we are different. So I think the work that they're doing is very important. That was very pageanty.
But we loved it, though.
I do feel like that.
We ate it all up, girlfriend. We did. We really did.
You really know how to answer that.
But to piggyback about all this,
Where's all this piggy fucking back happening tonight? Can we talk about that?
Piggybacking?
Oink, oink.
When we have these shows, queer shows made by people like ourselves, please, please, please tune in and watch. It's very important that we do because representation is really important. If we're not watching them, they're not going to make them. So please watch them. What's the show with Bob?
Beetlejuice.
Bob,
We're
Eureka.
here.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here. I hope you guys are watching We're Here. I hope you're
So
watching
good.
Queen of the Universe. Just make sure you tune in and
I hope
watch,
you're watching
watch,
Call
watch,
Me
'cause it's super,
Cat.
super, super important. Did you have a question? Do we have any other questions in the audience? We do. All right.
Someone over there.
Who can get
Over
there
here
first?
and over here.
5, 6, 7, 8.
What was that? What's the capital of Illinois? Springfield.
You got over there? I have one over
We've
here.
been there.
All right.
Land of Lincoln.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Carla.
Hi, Carla. Who is your question for tonight?
Rosé and Detox. If you could go back knowing what you know now, what advice would you give yourself on day 1 of RuPaul?
Smuggle drugs.
Where's the lie?
I hate you so much. Not alcohol, just drugs.
Well, no, but mainly alcohol, actually.
Rosé's thinking about it, but she's like, maybe I think it's the same answer.
Yeah, I don't. Day 1, bitch. I don't know. You can't. I don't know. I got a lot of advice before I went to Drag Race, and something I realized when I was there is that none of it fucking mattered. Like you have to experience it, and you also have to do it your way, or else it won't be successful. So it's like, I don't know. I would be like, okay, good luck.
It's kind of like life in general, like be present in the moment and figure
It's
it
true,
out.
'cause it's
RuPaul's
like-
drag life.
Because
Yes.
honestly, like you can like prepare all you want to when you go into it, but at the end of the day, which we all say, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's not up to us. Like whatever we represent and whatever we do, and then, the left of what happens on the show really is
Up to
in the
the
control of the edit and the producers, and they, and I hate to say it's true though. When I tell you I left season 5 thinking I was going to be Miss Congeniality. Clearly I wasn't. But I swore that I was, because I was a lot nicer than the things that they showed. And that's why I kept my mouth shut a lot of times during All Stars.
For both of your seasons, who would you say was the trade of your season?
Oh, our director on season 2 of All Stars was the trade of the season.
Who was that?
What's his name?
I can't remember it.
I know who you mean.
He was straight and not interested in any of us, so he didn't matter. So we just looked at him a lot. Duncan! His name was Duncan. Like
Duncan?
Jonas.
Yeah. Oh, he's
It was
gorgeous.
Duncan. Was it Duncan?
Like English and
Yes.
like blondish,
You
salt and
remember
pepper
Duncan.
hair.
He always had a hat on and glasses.
crystal blue
Oh,
eyes.
Duncan.
Great kisser.
Bitch. Bitch.
Fucking.
Rosé, what about your season?
with him.
I think, listen, I've gone back and forth, but I think on my season, at this point, I look back, the trade of my season was Candy Muse, hands down.
What? I think Rosé was the trade of the season.
So does she. That's why she said fucking Candy, honey. Don't get it twisted.
Okay.
Don't
She really
get it.
laid that out
You ain't
for
that
you.
good of an actress, sis.
You tried it, girl. You tried it. We have another question for you guys over here.
Firstly, I just want to say, Detox, you got me into the drag scene first when I worked at a gig at Berlin and I met you.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I want recompense for that. Thank you. But a question for anyone, getting on Drag Race and everything is this huge pinnacle, and I think it's an impossible thing, but people always forget, you always got to start somewhere. What's an embarrassing moment in your careers that you can't help but look back at, laugh now?
This bitch just whispered in my ear when your tuck fell out, and I was like, well, pick a show that's gonna happen at, because it's gonna happen tonight. I can guarantee you that. My tuck will fall out every fucking show I do because I have large balls, and I sweat, and the tape I use isn't that. So I'm not embarrassed by that. That's part of my story, honey. That's part of my journey. I want them to know that I have an old man sack underneath all of this glitter.
Okay, we know about your hand sack. What was embarrassing for you?
For you. At this point, you might be my most embarrassing part of my career.
I'm going down in history, Naysha.
I mean, if that's what you want to call it, Rosé, what about you?
I think the most embarrassing thing for me is some stuff that I've worn. You know, we grow and we learn, and I think I look back and I just don't get it either. So, you know, but I'm not embarrassed anymore. I think it's very funny. It's a nice one of those nights, by the way. So yeah.
That's good though to be able to look at yourself on TV and go back and be like, okay, you know, I did what you did, but you're gonna go forward. You're gonna do it. If they ask you again, you will, and when you're ready, you're gonna go and slay. So we hope to see you again on All Stars.
I'm good.
We know you won't do it. You're done with them.
Oh no, I was good at seeing her on All Stars. No, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Do we have any more questions in the audience? Anybody
do we
else?
have anyone? Okay, we'll
we
do
got one
this
back here.
over here. Do you want me to do it, or will you run all the way over there?
I don't know why they make me
Go ahead.
fight the
Take your
brown
time,
skin
baby.
girl.
Take your time.
Yeah. Well, we locked up in here in all these pants and stuff. Hi, what's your name?
Graham. All right, Graham, go ahead. So, I think
Cracker.
Who got eliminated tonight? What was her name?
You just
Daya.
asked who. Daya Batty just got eliminated tonight.
This is a question for the room. Was she bleeding?
I was asking the same thing.
She did.
Did she scratch herself or something?
She did.
Okay, wait a minute. First of all, she scratched herself, and then at the end, after she got eliminated, the first thing she does is grab Miss Thing and put her into I was like, what? Where's the medic?
Wait, you were there. Was she bleeding?
There. I don't remember that.
You saw it.
I couldn't tell if it was lipstick or if she was bleeding.
Stigmata.
But
I
her
believe
lips
is what they call that.
Okay,
her lips weren't smeared, and there was red.
Where was she bleeding from, sir? Do you remember?
So it was from her collarbone. It was her upper left shoulder.
I don't know.
But
Batty
the question
seems
is,
really sure about this.
I
Batty,
was,
what do you
I was
think
like,
it
she
was?
is bleeding,
I am
and they're
for
not
sure.
stopping this.
So, related question. What is something that's happened to you on stage that you've been like, oh shit, that happened to my body?
Well,
and I didn't even know.
I would definitely say some of the stuff
Everyone
I've worn.
keeps saying my balls, but my balls, I'm telling you, my balls are out right fucking now.
Right.
Like, they are always gonna fall out. That is like, hello. I haven't been castrated
It's
yet.
life.
And I have.
Yet? Did you say yet, bitch?
I'm gonna say, who knows what tomorrow brings me, okay? But
Listen, we don't know what tomorrow will bring you, but at 10:30 we will all be performing. So please make some noise for Miss Detox!
Make sure you come see my balls fall out at 10:30.
Make some noise for Rosé!
And please make some noise for Carson Kressley!
No, please, sit down. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Naysha Lopez.
And my name is Batty Davis.
Thank you so much for coming by. And thank you to YouTube for tuning in by YouTube.
By YouTube.